Okay, a quick recap since we kind of got off to a brief start here. Nathaniel's here for his third meeting, deliberating whether he wishes to join. Don't blame him there. The bylaws have that were proposed and signed or agreed upon have been signed into law today. And that refers to the member emeritus status for members. Correction to the meeting was noted by Ryland regarding the publication, I guess, of the bylaws.
They were not mentioned.
They were not mentioned in the previous minutes. Okay, Ryland did a purser's report. Our status is good. We need to go into detail. And then we are up to Greg's webmaster report.
I'm going to share the screen. Hopefully you guys online are seeing our website now.
We can.
Okay. So I want to start off by saying I acknowledge that everything I've done is overkill for a small regional club. This really is more like a NRG level thing, but one, I enjoy the technical challenge. Two, there's some features that I wanted for my own sake. Hopefully someone else will like them. And three, quite honestly, what I've done is better than what the NRG has now in a few ways. Maybe they'll. All right, so the first and most important thing is that you can now submit your models through the website. After you're logged in, this bottom option will appear. It won't be there if you're not logged in. Either they've made the forms available since last time I tried, or I just finally figured out how to use them. I don't know which. But you give the title of your model here. Your name will automatically appear here. You can change it to somebody else. Please don't. No models of beat up Bell 47s attributed to Tom Saunders or something like that. People that attended the NRG conference in 2005 will know what I'm talking about.
He was looking at me.
I know someone at that table back there. You give a kit, if it's a kit, you can check kit and which manufacturer. You can say it was scratch built. There's different options here, the scale, all this stuff that I've been filling out. You can add pictures, some text, give a brief description of it, and then hit add, and it'll get saved in draft form. I'll go in and do some editing, rearranging on some features that aren't available in this form that are available on all the back end. I will and then publish it. So that's what I figure you guys will actually take advantage of the most. There are similar forms for our shop notes. So now we have a list of shop notes, not very extensive. I've added a few of my own. Some of these have been added based on presentations and past meetings. Some of them from old newsletters. It's a relatively short list right now, but it could grow. And if you want to help make it grow, you can now say add new. And just like the other form, you give it a title, a classification, add some content, submit it. Again, it'll be in draft form and I'll finalize it, publish it. Vendors is new. Last month I mentioned that I was working on it. I mentioned it by email and asked for some opinions. You can add a new vendor. I won't bother showing each form, they're similar. If you're traveling and find out about a museum that's not on our list, you can add the new museum. If you know of a club that's not listed, you can add a new club. For quite a long time, I've had a list of references, and this is mainly what I was referring to when I said I wanted it for my own sake. I wanted to catalog all of my books. Now, I've done that in the past, like in an Excel spreadsheet, but this is easier, and I wanted it's more shareable. And the ultimate goal is that each person can claim a copy of a book. and have their own library to which they can add notes. That's really what I'm after, because I've done this in the past. I've had handwritten notes that I lose, and handwritten notes are also really hard to add to or edit because, race, erase or whatever. I've started compiling notes in Microsoft Word or Excel, but this is perhaps handier, and again, can be shared and whatever. So what I haven't figured out yet, though, is, you can now add, this was all, again, done on the administrative side in the past, but now you can add a new title. And you give the title, you give who the author is, maybe there's some secondary credits like illustrator, classify it, add a cover photo, and then submit it. And then it'll prompt you to add information on the edition, like who the publisher is, ISBN number, all that stuff, just for the sake of completeness. Then the part that I don't have a menu button for this yet because it's not working. I think the page was at the, right. Yeah. All right. So that's just to get a list of books for everyone. But now if you want to make your own collection, you can pick which book it is. You can say the edition number if you want, that's optional. You can say whether it's in your library or on your wish list, and then add some notes. And the reason I haven't added a menu item for this page is that I haven't figured out how to make it editable. You can submit it, but then you can't go back and edit it, and that would be kind of pointless. You can only make notes one time. But once I figure out how to make that work, then we can do that. Other thing is that there's some technical problems with assigning the member to. It's one thing if someone assigns somebody else's name to a model, that's not too hard to track down, but you can easily end up with a whole bunch of screwed up libraries if people are changing owners around on books. And I haven't figured out how to make that permanent or whatever. So anyway, I think that's all. Yeah. I don't think, well, okay, wait. Let's go back to the main page. Occasionally I add some, I've been going through the old logbooks just to read them all the way back from the beginning. And when in a lot of the logbooks, there are nautical terms, and each time I run across a new one, I add it to the website. So I had not heard of this one before. Top bills, when you have your mass at an angle for whatever reason. I don't know why they would do that. I guess to make it look jaunty while you're anchored.
It's a term Jack Aubrey used often.
Is it?
Yeah.
I read all those books. I don't recall it. It also refers to when the anchor line is taut in a particular angle. And if there's any new models, I added another museum. And this was this is probably not new from the last month. This was probably there last month. But I've got Stewart's model. And another Stewart's model, several of Stewart's models. And this is Patrick's skipjack. I've added a few models. I don't know. Those might not be this month, but thank you for your time.
Great work. Very good work. When you log in, if you log in, it now adds additional tabs to some of the tabs across the top.
I don't think that's new, but
Maybe I never do it.
okay.
Because I always thought everything,
You talking about these things here?
no, when you
Oh,
log
here.
in to some
Yes.
member,
Like members will not be available This is like a members only area.
Right, so you go to there, but when you do log into members, does it add additional text to the, like the models that's not there until you log in?
You stuff down here.
You know, no, like when you.
Oh, here.
Yeah,
The add new part is be the only
that will
part.
show up when you log in. If
Yeah.
I don't log in,
You'll just see list and gallery.
okay, so there's more stuff for members
Yeah.
under those tabs, other than just under the member tab.
Yep.
That's what I want to clear up.
Yeah.
No update on the shop bill?
That's show and tell, not webinars.
Well, I thought you would segue into that. All righty.
Is it done yet?
Getting there. It's kind of like a glacier. Creeps along.
Wait, it's coming. Show and tell. Show and tell.
5 more minutes.
It's unfair on there.
Okay, moving on to old business. Don, how would you like to give us an update on the Delta bill?
All right. Gonna be kind of busy that Saturday. There's a car show, there's boat rides on, one of the dead rides there on the fleet at the museum. Arts and crafts things, so. We'll be there in the morning, starting at 7:30. The show opens at 9, closes at 3. The craft fair will be going on then, they end at 1, and once they clear out, 3 o'clock, we can clear out no problem whatsoever. So the earlier you get there, probably better off. If you're going to show something. Should be a fun day. If this works, museum wants to give us a little bit of a budget, do what you can. So, it's a local show, you don't have to travel very far, although go up to Middlesex and Matthews, you're at the end of the university, apparently, but I was told, but anyhow, what we got?
When is it
The
again?
27th of April, Saturday. That's their kickoff. We'll be open Friday the 26th from noon to about 3. If anybody wants to come and set things up or just drop them off, and you'll have to come in the morning and set them up. We have a scheduling glitch. We're going to just drop things off and they'll be staged so there's less traffic around. Should work out pretty good. Okay. We'll see.
Does everyone have access to, who did you send this flyer to? Just a few people or?
Just a few.
It's an information sheet. Is there some way that you could maybe
Yeah, I'll
send it
send
out
it to everybody.
everybody?
I can forward it to everybody, because I got the same thing you got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why don't we do that?
Okay.
Send this pamphlet out. I can
I'll
pass
send
this
it out.
around.
Yeah.
I-
Wednesday before.
I haven't had a whole lot of time because this last month I've slept in my own bed about 6 times, staying in Northern Virginia. I got a sister with Alzheimer's, my brother-in-law's got crap. Life sucks. Anyhow, just makes.
All right, so we'll send out the flyer that was forwarded to us to everybody, so you'll have access to it. It highlights activities, some restaurants around the area, some brief information about the show, and help.
If you send anything to the general audience, make sure you don't have anything on there. Because we're getting a lot of phony emails that want you to click on a link to go look at a picture or go do something.
Well, the email will have where you have to download these documents.
Better late than never.
Well, check your spam folder if you don't receive it. Hopefully we'll get that sent out here in the next couple weeks or whatever.
Did you want to send it like on the Wednesday before or the Monday before?
I would think maybe the sooner the better.
Okay,
So
I think
people
it's
can-
tonight.
so people can plan ahead. Alrighty, and it's just, it'll be this form that does these group of papers that we pass around now. Look for something like that. Any other old business?
A quick question.
Yes.
It's apparent, other comment that I've heard, and I've also experienced it, all these emails, these phony emails, we were hacked apparently.
I have not received any myself, so I'm just now learning of this.
And they're always about from someone in the club that claims, and it sends you to a place to click to see photographs.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been getting a gang of them.
I get them too. I don't open them.
No.
Throw them away.
What's
No,
happened,
no.
I think what's happened is people's email accounts have been hacked.
Yeah.
Then it goes into their contacts and sends out an email. So for instance, I get emails from Stuart Wynn.
Uh-huh.
The photos I meant to share,
Yeah.
you know, and then there's a link that, so if you don't recognize the link, what you're doing, don't click on anything. If you weren't expecting anything from Stuart and it didn't come from the club, just ignore it.
I don't send out
I think it's more likely what he said. I don't think our website's been hacked. It's more likely someone's email account. Especially since I'm not getting them, because if our website was hacked, every single one of us would be getting them, and apparently it's not every single one of us.
I'm not kidding.
Well, expect this email, and then you'll know that it's
It might be a good idea to compare, let's say, mine says Ron Lewiston with some letters. Compare that to my real email address in the roster, and you'll see that the name might be the same, but everything that follows it is not at all what's in the roster. So that is a good clue.
right. Tim, you had something?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Warren again for donating the first holiday one to the model shop. And that was really
Yeah,
good.
very generous.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
The investigation on how Don rigged it is still ongoing.
It's slick though.
It's good. I think she palmed the
Penn
ticket.
and Teller have some competition.
All right, no old business. All right, moving on to new stuff. As you can see up front, we have a bunch of boxes with fittings there. We inherited these fittings from a fella, I don't know his name. He owned the Bob's hobby shop in Richmond some years past. And he came to us at the Richmond show and just gave us a box and says, here, have fun. So I spent the last month or so sorting them, organizing them into these categories. And the shadow box came with it. Here's what was proposed. John had suggested this, and I think it's an excellent idea. What we'd like to do is create for the club a fittings bank.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So that if you have fittings at home that you no longer need or want, you can trade them in maybe for something that you see that you could use. These also would be available for just an outright purchase at a price, a reasonable price. I don't want to give them away, but you know, it could be a small boon for the club, but more importantly, it's would be a bank and access to fittings that you may need. Most of them are period shift fittings. There are a lot of packages, prepackaged sets that look like they were orders from people for specific kits, modern day fittings. These are a mixture of model shipway fittings and blue jacket fittings. But just take a look at it. We're going to keep this in the taco stand. It would be readily accessible by the club. The shadow box there was a nice display that he obviously had on display at his shop, and with it showed some of the catalog numbers and things like that from past catalogs. There's some old catalogs to kind of illustrate what prices were like in the 70s.
So, yeah. Are you gonna make a mold of all of these so we have an infinite supply?
We'll talk about that.
There was a picture that Jane sent me of the America's Cup.
Oh, yes.
That was, I mean, you wouldn't believe the details, so you can see how the molds now have changed over the years, because today it probably doesn't even line up front to back.
They're still using the same mold.
Yeah, the thing was back in 1970. It, looked beautiful.
Here, I'll go ahead and.
Is that it? Can you see
That's
that?
it. Yeah, you got it.
You need to raise it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, you got it.
There you
I was
go.
just gonna pass it around.
So,
You had an America's Cup model. Yeah, the bidding starts at.
Silver plates and.
Gene asked me which members had built a model of the American so we could hit them up. You know, and started getting more.
There you go.
Well, it doesn't have to be just American.
That's the right
Amazon.
Yeah.
I got a handful of the Endeavor.
Well, anyways,
So you can reassign who won it.
That's right.
so this will inaugurate the Ambrose ship model by bidding bank. And hopefully, people can contribute to it and make use of a lot of these biddings that are in there.
You're located at.
And this will be located at the taco stand.
MG, now I gotta go through all my fittings and organize them because that looks so good.
Yeah, Charles.
Two thoughts. One is Hobby Lobby sells little Ziploc bags in the jewelry department. I could pick some up. Then you could have them with the fittings. That way, if you can buy them, you can throw them in a little Ziploc bag.
I just dropped a bunch off and they're in the pile
Okay.
left.
Another happy-
Cabinet, they're a little bigger, but there's a bunch of them in there right
You're
now.
talking about like the Aggies.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yes.
Whatever works for you.
Get them loose too, that's the bolts department.
Yes, but these are actually little Ziplocs and they come in various sizes.
The FBI is listening to this meeting. They just typed in Charles Landrum.
The size I dropped off are a little bit bigger than a sandwich bag. There's a bunch in there already.
There are a bunch of bags available to start.
To start with.
I can bring some small ones. The other thing is that display there might be good to put in the window or someplace.
Well, it has been in the taco stand, in display. I just took it out to bring it here so people could
It's
see
not a
it.
very good place for it, though, because all the printing is so small you can't read it.
Well, it's not really supposed to be used. It's just for aesthetic.
It has a
Somebody
visual
wants to
appeal.
Buy something.
Well, they can go
Well,
through the.
Yeah,
But everything in the display isn't necessarily in the drawers, and there's more stuff in the drawers.
Right. It's more just to show people these are the kind of things you'll find on a model, right?
yeah, it's not necessarily for our purposes, because the reason they're all in bins like that and not under specific numbers is that there was a mismatch between numbers associated with blue jacket fittings and then model shipway fittings. There were often, two different systems, same numbers. So the numbers didn't correlate anymore. So I decided just to go ahead and dump them in sections. And basically it's what you see, what you get. You need blocks, pull out the box for blocks and see if it's what you need. Bunch. And whoever is, I guess, at the stand will aid in the transaction.
I mean, if you
Will
wanted,
become bidding spectators.
if you wanted an infinite supply, though, it would be probably in our best interest that if you get down to one item that's in that bin, either hold on to it and like I said, you could if you're
Don't
wanted to
take
cast
the
it.
last item.
right, that way.
But
You know
that's a
what I mean?
subject. that's
Well,
a subject
let's
for
buy a
later.
scanner and a 3D printer and we just crank them out.
Well, yeah, okay, we can.
Uh,
talk about that. Yeah, we can talk about that later on.
You can hack them
Okay.
I'm thinking of tech guy.
out. We should just vote.
I like wood and metal, not plastic.
Alrighty, another piece of new business. Since we now have a new category of member emeritus for the 50-year member, this is, according to the bylaws now, is an automatic nomination. And Bill Fox, who's not here today, qualifies for that. And next month, we will try and entice him to show up to receive his certificate with it, all of the benefits. Well, one benefit. So other than that, we have also had a nomination for another member to be elevated to the member emeritus status. And according to the bylaws, this is all done secretly behind doors. He has been vetted and forwarded to a vote on the membership. We have a box up here to vote on Heinz Schiller, who has been nominated for a member emeritus. So with that, I would encourage you to vote early and vote often. We have ballots and pencils for the box. Please do so. And when after the meeting, this invitation will also be extended to all those that are not currently in attendance and those members online. Stuart will send out out for that. So
If you vote here and you get one online, do not vote twice.
no hanging, no hanging. Well, unless you're a, never mind.
Hey, Stuart, did you want us to sign the ballot? Did you want us to sign the ballot?
Take a picture of it. Okay, any other new business? Yes.
Volunteer awards were held Wednesday, and at least 3 of us received awards. 4, maybe. John Cheevers, John Cork,
Dave Baker.
me, I'm sorry,
And you.
I was just ours. But there are 4 major awards to volunteers. You can only get them one time. You get all 4. Dave Baker was awarded one of those at the meeting. And it has to do with interaction. It has to do with support of the museum, a lot of other stuff. And it comes with a little prize. So Dave Baker won that award. And that was very high ranking of all the volunteers, 100 and some volunteers. We got a guy who won.
You said there's 4 different ones? 4 different ones that can be won?
Yes. And they're all named for, like the Trilby Cooney. The Cooney Award was Trilby's admission. You don't know her. Named after Trilby's husband and funded by her. Do that kind of award.
Dave got the top one.
Well, they're all
Seems like
saying that
They're all different, right? They're different.
categories. Yeah, he's done a terrific job.
It's like winning,
It's EGAT or whatever it is.
it's like winning, best supporting or best lead.
Right,
or-
well, right.
EGAT's the Emmy,
Um,
Oscar,
yeah.
Tony.
It's like the NFL.
Yeah,
It's like the NFL award for community service.
All right, any other new business?
I just want to mention something. I'm a member of the several clubs. One of them is the Shipwrights of Western New York. And that's Joe Lorenzo's club. And I know, Joe, you got some big presentations coming up. Would you want to comment on those?
I'm sorry, Ryland, say it again.
I was just saying that in the coming months, you've got some good presentations coming up in your club meetings. Would you like to comment to our members as to what's coming up in case there's some interest?
Well, the one in April is not Daniel McKelvey. It's on painting. He is a member of the, let me back up a minute. One of the nicest things about being able to connect with you folks, the New Jersey group, the Niagara group, the Chicago group, is we've been interchanging presentations on various subjects. And it's really been what I'd call just incredibly enriching. Also, we had in April Rob Napier, the professional shipbuilder, do a presentation that he gave at the Parashoff Museum. So coming up, and that one, let me back up a little bit more. That was just an outstanding presentation, and he joined us for a question and answer period as well. In April, we're going to have Daniel McKelvey, if I got his name right. He's from Newfoundland, way up there in the Atlantic Ocean. He's so far out there, he's in another time zone. And he's going to do a presentation on painting, his techniques. His background, as I gather, is from caricature painting. And by that I mean all of these figures that you can print in 3D and paint, but he's also a model shipbuilder. And he gave such a wonderful presentation to the Niagara group. I invited him this coming Thursday to do that presentation once again. If anybody there is interested in that, Ryland can certainly provide you the Zoom link. It's Thursday evening at 7 p.m. We've been, as I said, we've been doing this exchange back and forth. Another one, and I was going to sneak in an email while you were doing your old business, new business today to Art Cohen, who did an outstanding presentation to the Ship Model Society of New Jersey. I'm going to try to schedule him for the fall. It's on the Erie Canal. He is a executive director at the Lake Champlain Museum. He's also a professional diver and archaeologist. And he did just an amazing talk on the New York State Erie Canal system. And something I didn't realize, they actually had sailing barges during that period. He's also been involved in the building of the Lois McClure sailboat that came up the Erie Canal, and it's a reproduction. And if you haven't seen it, it's just a wonder. So that's kind of the stuff that we've been doing. If you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome.
You also got something coming up in May too with a couple of our members.
Ron Lewis, thank you, Ryland. Ron has graciously volunteered one way or another, either the recording or in person, to do the Crabtree collection for us. But this interchange is so enriching because everybody isn't doing the same thing. And as you well know, we all can run out of what I'd call topical and interesting presentations that can form supplemental or actually centerpiece of the programs that we all put on. So
Honored by your request, incidentally.
I'm sorry?
I was honored by your request.
Is that Ron?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, Ron, you did such a fantastic job. It was too good to pass up.
And they have some excellent builders too. If you ever go to one of their meetings, I mean, Bill Emerson, Rusty Jones, all of them are fantastic, and others. I mean, Joe included. So, okay, thanks a lot, Joe.
Okay, Ryland. Thank you.
We've got, is that Joshua up there? Is that you, Joshua? Josh and Tom?
Looks like
Josh and Tom are reporting in, yes.
Can you spotlight them?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, how are you? Yeah, we dropped in a little late. We just got back from the battleship tour.
I can't tell.
Would you want a hard hat?
You get a commemorative hard hat. I'm trying to grab some photos from our I'll gotta grab some photos for the show and tell if you're curious to see them.
No.
Yeah, I think we have one of our members who's going up.
2 weeks from today. Can't wait.
So you want to wait for show and tell to show that?
Yeah, we can wait till show and tell. I'm trying to grab some photos.
Okay.
All right, anybody else online have anything new or old to add before we move into show and tell? All right, well, then we shall segue right into that.
Want to stop?
Sure.
Yeah, let's restart the